Welcome back to Lounging with John. This is part 1 on how to change your life with your personal journal. Please be sure to share this on Twitter, Facebook, and any other social sites that you might be a part of. We now take you to the show.
What is up, my friends, and welcome back to the lounge. I hope everybody's doing good today. I want to remind you to click on that subscribe button, join us here at the lounge, and also give us a thumbs up if you don't mind, and tap on that little bell to set your notifications so that you get notified anytime we publish a video. And of course, sometimes those notifications don't work so well, do they? But that's all right. It's all right. We got this, baby. We got this. Anyways, hope you guys are doing good. I hope your weekend's going good for you. I hope you got good plans for the weekend and things are going positive in your life. And if not, I think I got something for you. I believe I got something that's going to help you look at things a little differently. Okay? Seriously. I believe this will help you out. So, I'm going to go through a couple things here that I think if you really listen to it and then you actually take action and do something about it, I believe that it will help you. I really do. Because it seems to me like, you know, we go through life and a lot of us, we go through life to do things to either impress other people, to get other people to, you know, look at us in a really positive way. We think that we got to do things a certain way because of others, or we invest in the things because of others saying that that's what we should do, or we buy a fancy car because others say that's the best car right there. You don't want them other ones. We do a lot of things in life based on the opinions of other people around us. And yeah, I believe if we change that, and you're going to see what I'm talking about. All right, let's go ahead and kill that music. All right, so I was going through some lectures and some notes and stuff like that, because as I told you guys before, I will, you know, when I learn something, I try to give it back. I try to hand it back to the world, hand it back to you. And, you know, there's no other reason other than the reward of how it makes me feel to know that it's going to help you in your life, that it's going to help you do better in your life and give you the best life possible. That is what's important to me, and hopefully to you as well. You know, I don't claim to be perfect. I'm not a professional in psychology. I'm not a professional in rocket science or nothing like that. I'm just me, all right? But the things that I talk about make sense. And I think that that's what matters. It makes sense and it works. It works. So, the first one, I got to tell you, this one here I thought was very, very very interesting, that this was the very first one. And what it is, there's 31 different things here, and I don't know if I'm gonna go through them all today or not. I'm gonna go through a handful of them, then you guys let me know if you want me to do more of them. What this was is, it was on a journal that I found, and it said to, you know, a way to kind of redesign your mindset and the way that you're doing things in life is every day to write a journal. And it said to write about these things here. And it gave 31 different things for you to do. So it's going to take you 31 days to go through this. And I believe that it would be a very positive outcome if you did it. But I don't want to sit here and read all 31 and then nobody find it interesting. So let's do like 5 days worth. And I want you to write this stuff down for the next 5 days. Write your own little journal. All right? Your own little private journal for nobody else to see but you. You can do it on paper, your computer, your phone. There's no reason why you can't do it, because you can do notes on a phone. You can do notes on a pad of paper. You can do notes on a voice recorder, however you want to do it. All right? And see how it works out for you. I bet hopefully I'll get some good feedback on this, and some of you will want me to go through the rest of the days on this. Okay, we're going to do the first 5 days. So I'm going to give you something to write about for the first 5 days. And if you like it, let me know and say, hey, I want to hear the rest. And maybe I'll do them in each podcast will go through 5 days each. So we'll have like 7 different podcasts covering this. There we go. We already got a week's worth of podcasts. All right. Day 1. The primary cause of disorder in ourselves is a seeking of reality promised by another. I'll read it again. The primary cause of disorder in ourselves is a seeking of reality promised by another. And here's what it says. This is a good one, guys. I really like this one. Now, this is what you write about, okay? What is something that you have or that you are pursuing that other people say is worthwhile, but you haven't found valuable? Do you continue to pursue it based on the promises of others? Isn't that interesting? And I think everybody kind of maybe will see their own little examples out of this, but here's kind of how I took it. I think a good way to look at this, and like I said, you're going to get your own example in your own mind anyways, kind of how to look at it. But one of the things I was going to tell you is a lot of marketers, right? Let's say that you're into, you're wanting to be successful online and you're doing marketing and all this. And for the last year and a half, you've been pursuing, this new company, that's telling you, hey, do it this way because you're going to make, bukus of money, blah, 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 right? And you start pursuing that. And you think it's good, you feel good about it, but in reality, it was something that you only went for because they told you to. They told you that it was good. They told you that it was going to be, that you was going to make thousands and thousands of dollars. So you pursue it. That's kind of how I look at this. Or, there's another good example. I've got a friend that lives out in California, and he's 20, I think he's 21 now. Anyways, he wanted to go into the Army, but he never did. Let me tell you why. Because others pushed him to go into a completely different career. And now I'm not speaking for him, okay? He would tell you the same thing. So I'm not putting words out there that's false. He'd tell you the same thing. And now he's starting to see that. I think I talked to him about a month ago, and he's gonna go in the Army. He said, I wish I would have done it when I was 18. Why did I listen to people? And that's the problem, guys. We listen. I listen. You listen. They listen. We listen to people too much to pursue our happiness. So if we change that and we stop pursuing things because other people say that it's so, other people say that that's the way that, this is the way you got to do this. This is the only way. Like I said, another small example, someone telling you, you got to buy that car right there because that car, out of the thousands of other models, that one is the best. Go for that one. And then people buy it. This is kind of contradicting to some people. You know, a salesman would really hate this. They would really hate this. I would love to see what they write on theirs, because the salesman's going to tell you anything to get you to buy, right? So this here's going to, you know, to them, they're going to be like, oh, man, that's a money basher. It's taking my money away, taking my customers away if they follow this. But I want you to try it. I want you on, today, I want you to work on that. I want you to write up something that's got to do with that, okay? Something that you have or that you're pursuing that others pretty much are telling you, hey, this is it. Go for it. You got to get this, buy this, do this. Okay? And they're continuing to do it because they're promising you the positive things about it or the results, right? I want you to write something up. And this is not going to be something I'm going to ask you to read to me later. I don't want to see it. You don't need to let anybody see it. This is you. Just you. Okay? So that's for day one. Day two. And some of these are kind of, they dig a little deep. They do. I won't lie to you. Some of them dig kind of deep. Okay? But it makes sense. All of it makes sense. It does. Every bit of it makes sense. So, day two, the virtue in most requests is conformity. The virtue in most requests is conformity. And here's what it says. People say that what we're all seeking, meaning for life. That we're all seeking a meaning for life. It says here, I don't think that's what we're really seeking. I think that what we're seeking is an experience of being alive. So there are life experiences on the purely physical plane will have residences with our own innermost being and reality, so that we actually feel the rapture of being alive. This was by Joseph Campbell. And I'm trying to read this to you at the same time of reading it myself, so I apologize. This is a tricky one. So here, it gives a good example so you'll know kind of what it's asking you. Where do you find the most meaning in life and feel the most fully alive? Is there something you'd love to do but don't because the world thinks it's silly or worthless or wrong? Is there anything that you do that you consider virtuous but the world looks down on you? Or down on that, rather. How do you handle the tension? This is deep, guys. So let's listen to this again. Where do you find the most meaning in life and feel the most fully alive? Is there something you'd love to do but don't because the world thinks it's silly or worthless or wrong? Is there anything that you do that you consider virtuous yet the world looks down on? How do you handle the tension? This is a good one. It's deep, but it's a good one. So basically, something that you find very, very important to you, right? Where you feel the most alive. Something that makes you feel just 100% alive and good about you and good about life. Or something that you would love to do, but you don't do it because the world thinks it's dumb. Because everybody else says, oh, don't do that, that's stupid. Why would you do that? Why do you want to do that? Why would you have that? Why do you have that career? Why did you buy that? Why are you studying this? Why are you writing that book? Whatever it might be. And then it wants to know how you handle that tension. How do you handle the tension? How do you deal with people that do that? How do you deal with the situation? Right? Something that makes you feel alive, but yet everybody else thinks it's stupid. Something that makes you feel positive, everybody else thinks is dumb. Something that makes you feel 100%, but other people look down on it like it's worthless. How do you handle that? Or a better question is this. Are you handling it? Or is that why that you might be doing things that you don't want to do? You're doing things for others to make them happy instead of yourself. And that's how you're handling to deal with it. It's a way to get away. But if it makes you happy, You should deal with it. And you should be able to look at it in a positive manner without anybody dragging you down for it. If that's what you enjoy, if that's what makes you feel alive, if that's what makes you feel 110%, if that what it's about you. If that's the thing that makes you feel like you're a 10 out of 10, go for it. But this is asking right here, how are you handling that? How are you handling it? How are you dealing with everybody around you that's looking down on it? Okay? And again, I'm not a professional reader or nothing, but it's the points that I'm making here that matter. And that's why I reread it. You know, I read it more than once to make sure you guys fully get what I say. Because sometimes when you read a sentence and then I stop halfway through, you're probably like, well, what is that saying? This stuff is going to be in the description too. Okay? All right, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? We've got... Guys, that's funny. I was sitting here getting ready to adjust my mixer. I'm not even on my mixer. Oh my gosh, this one is this one was quoted by Emerson. Okay, you guys got to work with me on reading this one, all right? Because this one here is when I came across this one the other day, I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, so here's what it says: I would write lintels of the doorpost, whim. I hope it is somewhat better than whim at last, but we could not spend the day in explanation. This was quoted by Emerson, and I'm sorry, this one's... but let me read what it says to write about here on your third day. If we don't trust our whims to guide our explorations of possibilities for our lives, we'll quickly find ourselves relying on others for answers. Very interesting, isn't it? If we don't trust our whims to guide our exploration of possibilities for our lives, we'll quickly find ourselves relying on others for answers. Do you guys know what that means? Because I believe what it's saying here is you got to trust. You got to trust you. Trust in you. Trust yourself. Trust your own feelings about it. And I'll be honest, there's a lot of times when we go to others because we don't know if we trust to do something or not. So this is asking you, whatever it is you're doing in your life, do you trust it? Or are you going to others to push you to trust it? Are you going to others because your own whims, you don't trust it? I believe that's what this is saying here. So let's think about this one together because it's true. Now here's what it says for you to write about. This is a long one, okay? What areas of your life have you shut off to whims, as in yourself? Are there any that you've written off? How might you try following them responsibly? And then it says, is it writing an outline for a ridiculous sounding blog? Picking up that book that feels unproductive? Joining the boxing gym that you pass daily? Asking that girl out that you had your eye on? Booking the trip that you've been thinking of? So you got to look at this in a few different ways here. This really makes sense if you really just... And I'm glad that, you'll look down in the description and see these, that it gives a good explanation for some of these. Because some of them, like by just reading the first part of it, you're like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Like talking about, your whims. Now, maybe I'm dumb. I don't know, but I've never looked at it that way. I've never looked at it, me trusting my whims. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But we got to get through this because I don't want this to die on me in the middle. And we only got 2 more to do here. So, I want you to write about it. Okay? Write about the things that you've shut off because you wasn't sure if you should do it or not. Asking that girl out that you always wanted to, or working out because you always said you was going to do it but never did, or, whatever it might be.
This is the end of part 1 on how to change your life with your personal journal. Please continue to part 2. Thank you for being a part of the lounge. And please be sure to give us a thumbs up, tap on that subscribe button, and also share this with your friends. We'll see you soon.